we should get started because we have a quorum. It's the Upton Conservation Commission. And we have different licenses for Claflin Farm Road 311-07 69687 and 0780. So Mary, what do we have?
Yeah, so we are waiting on updated as-built from Allen Engineering on this. So those will just push off to the next meeting and maybe I need to start calling them. Sure about it.
Now, I think, Mary, we had an email and asked if we could pay for badges for Boy Scouts. I saw
Right.
that email today.
Yes, the email about the Hike Upton pins. So I don't know, and I didn't reply. I thought I'd wait till after the meeting, but she may not know that we have pins, but everybody seems to want patches. They were asking for patches. So that she was just suggesting, oh, if you have end of the year money to use, why don't you buy patches for Hike Upton?
Yeah.
Oh, that people could sew on their.
Right, on their Girl Scout uniform or whatever, or on their backpack. I mean, I think the pins are nice too. Pins were probably slightly cheaper, but, and there's still a bunch of pins. It's up to the board to see what they think though.
We use the same design.
I would think so.
Hike Upton meme coin. Nice ones.
It's pretty.
A meme coin.
Oh, meme coin.
Hike Upton crypto.
I noticed that too quickly.
So what do people think? How many badges we?
Badges have to be sewn on. No. I like badges, but I think people would like pins better.
We could give them an option.
Yeah,
And we have
that's
some-
what I first thought, but then I thought that would be too complicated.
I would make a motion that we.
How much are they? I mean, how many people are gonna do it?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
feel like,
be a minimum order, do you think? We don't really know.
We did pins because they were more affordable.
yeah, and I feel like we had one other person asking for patches like a year ago. She actually, this lady looked it up. She says it's $250 for 200 embroidered badges.
So they're about $1 a piece.
Yeah,
And if we could buy, I make a motion that if possible, we purchase 50 patches, like Upton patches, cost not to exceed $100.
Second.
All in favor? Chris, aye.
Dan and I.
Alan, I.
Sandy, I.
Like,
Marcella, I.
Okay, so let's know.
you second.
Yes.
Alan's be your second tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hands for the commission members. And Mary, can you get back to the lady and tell her that we'll supply 50 of them?
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. So, Mary, what else do we have? Oh, there's something that we had to vote on. Someone withdrawing something.
Yeah, so 41 Milford Street, as you know, has withdrawn their RDA application. So Mike Antonellis thought the appropriate thing to do would be to vote to accept the withdrawal.
Okay, can we have a motion to accept their withdrawal?
So moved.
Second,
Second. Let's do a voice vote. Chris, aye.
Alan, I.
Sandy, I.
Jen and I.
Like,
Marcella, I.
As unanimous vote of the members present. So, what's the next, Mary?
Great, well, there was one other question that Mike Antonellis had asked me about, and I'll pull it up. And I think he's gonna reach out to all boards to see if anyone wants to be involved with us. I guess they're doing a West Upton kind of like visioning group, kind of like there was for downtown Upton. And his question was, this is from the open space and recreation plan, the 2021. He was wondering if there had been any progress on any of these trails to be developed. And I told him the only thing I knew about was Pleasant Woods, and I did not think that this trail through West Upton was in existence. But there might be other.
One trail. A trail through West Upton.
Well, this is proposed. This is
I mean, a town-wide loop trail.
yeah, what's it called? It says conceptual loop trail. It's very loopy though. It's not just a loop.
I don't think we would have done any trail work in that.
It's still in the conceptual stages. Somebody's just thinking.
The District 9 is where it's been on the trail work.
What?
The McCantry property by across the street.
Yeah.
That's where,
Is that what they're talking about?
no, but that's just where we've been doing trail work. Last time we. New trail.
Yeah, that's the newest trail, right? Okay,
What does he want to do with the conceptual plan? What's he on?
actually, there's some, just like there was a visioning group for Upton Center, I think he's pulling together a visioning group for West Upton. So if anyone feels inspired to think about what it could look like and what, see, I think he'll be sending out an
Put in
email.
a rotary.
Oh, in West Upton. I don't know, feels like the traffic's flowing pretty good there, maybe not, but
No, I like that. No, I'm just kidding.
yes.
Rotary seemed to be the solution to everything these days.
Yeah.
I like.
Chris, if you like, I can go through my agents report.
Please.
Uh, Okay, so just I've been, one of the things I was talking about today is I was talking with Ty and Bond. Ty and Bond is going to refile the Governor's Landing sewer NOI. They were wondering if they could just do a simple amendment. But I talked to town council and town council was like, nope, do the whole new thing in case there might be an appeal.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on with that. Bill Andrews stopped by today, and if you guys remember, there was a pipe in that wetland that he had replaced, and he says with all the rain, it's working well. The neighbor's basement is not flooding, but neither is the wetland draining completely, it's maintaining water, so he was happy about that. Let's see. I called Marcel Alves today about 18 Kiwanis Beach because I was remembering he has a June 1st deadline for getting his plantings in. And he's like, oh yes, we're planting. And I was like, weren't you supposed to reach out and talk to me? Whatever, but they're planting. And he says that he's got the engineer working on locating the plantings and whatever. So hopefully, at least he's on it. And hopefully they're doing a good job. Also, had a long discussion with Melody Neidham today about what's required for the NOI for West River. and this will come up when it's submitted, but she's very concerned that we will, and I would be tempted to do this, but tie in the planting of her restoration area with receiving a occupancy permit on her houses. She's like, I can't do that because she thinks that she won't be able to do the restoration area until she's completely done with removing all the sand and gravel. And that might not happen until after the houses are done because the economy, the house building economy has tanked and she wants to remove more gravel. But anyway, that's that. So just keep that on the back burner for her. She's gonna be asking for that when NOI is through. And I had some complaints, about the work going on in West Upton, Hartford Ave West. This is 17 Old Grafton Road, where there is a wetland beyond those trees there. They cleared the lot. They do have administrative land disturbance permit, which means the clearing is supposedly less than half an acre or less. And I think the engineer, he told me he got it like right to where it was. So I hope that they actually did what they said they did. We may have to, I don't know, we may have to figure out what to do if they cleared more than the 20,000. Are we gonna make them do a whole land disturbance permit? Or are we gonna, tell them to replant? I don't know.
So what they putting in, a couple of houses or
There's a
one?
bunch of, this is one house right here. They did put a really nice mulch berm in on the downhill side of the lot. In addition to their silt control. Yeah, this is right next to the road, so if there's any flooding. It could go into the road, so. Hopefully that holds. I haven't been out there. This was a while back, like 2 weeks ago. This is 169 South Street. If you have driven by there lately, it's looking like a road. Already this is the retention basin, it's already growing in. And he unfortunately used this like mesh plastic netting with straw to hold down the grass seed.
You're never gonna get that out.
I don't think you can. It's like permanent, so. I just wanted to get the board's consensus. I don't know that we want to ask him to pull it out. It's gonna destabilize, and we could though, we could ask him
And
to
if
pull
he
it out.
pulls it out now,
He could pull it out now.
less damage than pulling it out in 6 months.
He's not, it's not, you're not gonna be able, we had a project like this in Webster where they used a ton of this stuff. It was never coming out, ever.
Did,
It was awful.
did they, you know anything about the product? Does it photodegrade?
It's possible that it does. I should ask him what he was using.
Yeah, we get the spec sheet.
So I guess I'm looking for, I'll obviously ask him not to do that again. We prefer hydro seeding or,
And it's slightly fine, it's a
yeah.
risk to wildlife.
Yeah.
Stinks.
Well, that and it never, if it doesn't break down, then it's plastic in the environment forever. We have enough of them. So if the board wants him to pull it out, let me know. I can talk to him about that. Maybe we get on that.
Would do more damage pulling it out.
Well, obviously it's gonna rip things up, pulling it out now, but now if you want him to pull it out, now's the time to do it. It still would be relatively easy to do, the grass is really small. He'd have to reseed it and everything. I don't think I had this in my conditions not to put plastic netting down, but I didn't check actually, it's possible it's in there.
I mean, if it biodegrades,
It's okay.
It's okay, but how long? 20 years, that's a long time, but not.
Yeah.
Big is the area?
Let's see.
Doesn't look like it. I don't know why they put it.
25 feet across, looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe more, maybe 40,
Yeah.
40 feet across. Yeah, the slope is not huge.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like it would have required.
I think it made things easier for him, but. Yeah, he seems to mostly be doing a really nice job. The fact that the grass is already growing, I was like, wow.
Is this the only place that could be tempted to do that.
I think this is his only detention basin. Yeah. I guess he could, there might be some other slopes though on the lawns that you might be tempted to do this too.
I don't know not to do that.
Maybe just a
Maybe add
letter.
a standard condition to.
But I know, I haven't even-
Avoid
yeah,
unless authorized. Or future condition. Future order.
fine, if- And I think he's okay. He has a little bit of a rill going down towards the stream is down here. What I didn't take a picture of, he does have a ton of erosion controls kind of trying to prevent this. Obviously in the last storm, some escaped. So I just reminded him to kind of watch out for it. There was no damage really, but he's got to watch out for that. And he has the erosion controls for the lots in now. This is 30 to 32 Mendon. The replication area is cleared, but he seems to not be planting it yet. Again, 30 to 32 Mendon. And here is the other lots that were cleared. So this is 11 West Main Street. The cleared area, and looking from it from the other direction, looking down to its car. And then this is this is 10 Mechanic, and this might be the one that they may have cleared more. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Cause
Very steep.
yeah, and then if you look at it, this is standing on top looking down. And yeah, he could probably use some erosion controls along.
No plastic.
Not plastic. Yeah. So that's those. And that is pretty much it for the administrator's report. Oh, Chris, you're muted. Oops. I don't think she heard you.
Chris, you're muted. I think she's on the phone.
Yeah. All right, I'll just go ahead with,
Unmuted.
oh, there you
Yeah, I
are,
can
Chris.
talk.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry. So, I'm sorry I missed some part of the discussion.
That's okay, we're just, that was pretty much it for the administrator report. And yeah. Can move on to the minutes and stuff like that if you'd like.
Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
Did people get a
So
chance to
which
review?
means,
It was
yes,
February 12th.
yes. Did everyone have to read that one? It was quite short.
Yeah.
So, we have a motion to approve or vote on that one. The February
moved.
12th minutes. A second.
Second,
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, I.
Alan, I.
Sandy, I.
My God.
Scan and I.
Marcella, I.
Okay, that's unanimous vote of the members present. For February 12th. And do we have any expense vouchers?
Yes, we do. And it'll take me a minute to pull it up because it's.
And I'm sure, I have a receipt from Koopmans, which went on our account. I don't know if I need to submit that. If there's a special way to submit that.
Is that the 23.99 one?
That's it, yeah. Okay,
Yes, I got that one.
okay, I've got the paperwork to back that up, so. Okay,
Is this it? Because,
yeah, okay.
yeah. Yeah, it came in, either you forwarded the email or somehow I got it.
I think they must send it directly to you, because I never saw anything besides the paper they printed out for me.
That's fine. Looks
Uh,
like it's
Town of Upton,
somehow-
yeah. Yeah, so we had that, we had the legal ad bill. And then the larger one is Beaver Solutions for replacing the flow device.
You want a motion to pay your bills?
Second,
Okay, do we have, let's do a voice vote. Chris, I.
Alan, I.
Sandy, I.
Mike, no.
Shannon, I.
Marcella, I.
It's unanimous vote of the members present.
Oh, and here's the, whoops, the date's wrong. Date's wrong, but other than that. The numbers are right. So I think, we still, that's the only obligation. Everything's looking pretty good. Some of the accounts are a little lower, like the land stewardship funds are perfect. Community garden got $570 coming in from Olive Gardeners.
Are there any blocks ever left over, or is that behind demand?
Lately, no, or at least supposedly somebody's working at all of them.
Oh.
They say they want them. Every once in a while, I get a complaint, well, that plot was never used.
Oh, somebody took it and didn't do it.
Yeah, I think that happens sometimes. But, and we have, and all the current gardeners, like, they're all chomping at the bit for a second plot. So we'll see. I think, I just had one gardener pull out and say they're going off to Spain, so there will be one extra bed. Either for, probably at this point, I won't contact, I think it's so late, I'll just let it be. I won't contact one of the people I had to turn away, I'll just give it to one of the current gardeners. That's what'll happen with that. Alright, so, I think that's it for the finances, unless anyone has any questions on this.
No questions? Okay, we can go on to open space.
Bill, just wanted me to let you know he does not have anything to report.
Okay, how about land stewardship?
Well, I did a walkthrough at the District 9 property with Laura Matei and Dan Stimson from SVT. And, you know, they were, you know, Laura hadn't been there since before the property, any trails had gone in. So she was, I think she was happy to see what we had done. There's some places where there's some invasives that we might want to try to tackle. But the only other thing would be to get some regulation signs up so that you know, we could get them on the kiosk. What else that was going to go on the kiosk, Mike? Do you remember?
Dan was, is gonna print out a display that will fit the whole. There's all sorts of information on there. And I think he probably is printing that, or has already had it printed. We had to do it several months ago.
Do.
And the other thing is, look for writing a management plan for the property and kind of volunteer to do it. Thinking you might want to almost kick it off with offer the town an opportunity to just kind of comment on the property. Kind of a listening session to start off.
Good idea.
Sometime this summer. And I think that was okay with SVT. SVT is a format for their plans, I think. Looks fine, we can probably follow it for this one. The other thing that happened is I know Marcella, were you at that with Scott at Warrenbrook? You had a work day out there?
Yeah, we got a new trail, and impressively, 4 of us managed to do it all in one job. So,
Wow.
How many hours were there roughly? Because I'm keeping track of.
we were there for 2 hours, on pretty much, and it was 4 of us, so.
I'll add it to the spreadsheet.
Yeah. But it looks like it's pretty good, and it's part of a trail that's going to connect to it's going to go across a cleared area and then connect to an existing trail to the east. And we worked this out with Toby from the NEMBA group, and he I don't know if they're gonna try to do that, but he hasn't flagged it yet. We wanted him to flag it so we could approve it. So when he does that, we'll take the rest of the trail, or see if maybe NEMBA can help out.
Mary,
And
did you hear back from Greta Lamb about her fence around the pond?
Oh, from Grace? Yeah, I just emailed her today, actually, so. I don't think, yeah, no, I haven't heard back yet from Grace.
just back on stewardship, we had a couple of scouts volunteer around 2 hours each to haul in material to the Robertson CR. So they hauled in a bunch of decking with boardwalks and some footings. And while they were walking the trail, they came across 2 eastern box turtles. I took a picture of them.
They're happy down there.
Submitted, they are.
They've been there for years.
Yeah. These guys weren't playing on the street, so they were 150 feet off the road, which was. Report the Heritage Act.
Were we going to get help from the Boy Scouts to bring in the long pieces of wood?
Well, I don't know if they need to provide more hours or not at this point. I haven't ordered the long pieces yet.
Okay.
For the stringers, I probably gonna order them and have them delivered to Stephens. And we can carry them over there as we need them.
Mike, you can have that stuff delivered to my house. You can put it in my lower lot, anything you want,
Well,
if that works for you.
I probably for Stephens, I think.
It's all right,
But thank you.
just there.
And then
You need to park a car or something.
we're gonna be actually hauling in
How
for Warren Street. Yeah,
how many are we gonna need?
Well, I was gonna, 19,
Yeah, that's a lot for us to haul over there. I just as soon have it delivered to the parking area at Robertson. I, I don't, we ran into this with the trail in, at Whitney West. We did not want to haul those 16 footers.
okay, I'm worried though that. I'm not sure how they're gonna be able to deliver it to that tiny little lot on Warren Street.
Sideways.
What?
They'll have to back in kind of at an angle in the parking lot and then drop it just beyond it. It'll, when they drop it, they'll just slide it off the truck and into the,
Oh,
to the woods.
I'll place the order and I'll ask, and I'll explain the constraints. And then once they're there, you probably need to have a crew move them, a little bit into the woods anyway, so they're not subject to getting ripped off.
Yeah, well, that could happen at Steffens too.
And I think it's less, there's more activity at Steffens. So I think it's less likely. We've never had anyone rip us off at Steffens that I know of. I don't know. I'll try. I'll ask Koopman if they can. I'm afraid they're gonna have a hard time backing into that.
Well, they usually use a Moffett to offload the lumber, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is the surface relatively flat where they can drive a Moffett?
Yeah, but it's not improved at all. It's not like gravity.
Yeah.
It's just. So, basically. Okay.
Are you placing that order this fiscal year to, do we have the money to spend down for that?
Yeah, we already voted to do it. At last meeting. Yeah. I'll see. I'm just a little uncertain about how that unloading go application.
Okay, so do you have anything else for land strip? Anything else at all? Mary, is there anything we need to do? Did everyone pick up your packets
There's one left.
for
Probably mine.
light reading?
I just printed it out from online.
I don't have one. Must be mine.
Oh. Yep. I know Denise has those for us to pick up. And then we'll wait for Joe to get in touch with us for next step. So I think that's all we can say about that for now.
Oh, here's another note, actually, the Board of Selectmen has decided to change town council. We're gonna get a new law firm that's doing our, as of July 1st, so that made me realize we have a couple open-ended things, like with
Oh,
David.
no.
With David, and then Katie was working on the thing with Eastland about Dogwood Drive.
Mm.
So I'm gonna try and hound those people to get that
Yeah.
stuff done before we lose our current legal counsel.
I'll get you the safety stuff in a day or
You
two.
just transfer ongoing stuff, don't they?
I think they will, but
Yeah, it's pretty standard, but the more they can get,
more than we can get
Wrapped up,
done, because
yeah.
a new person will have to figure it out and they'll have to read it for themselves
Yeah.
and research all the laws. And
What's
Yeah.
the reason for changing firms?
I am not really sure. I do know that Mike Antonellis thought that this new firm would be more available to us, easier to, like, they're beyond retainer, it might be easier to call them in for a meeting and stuff like that. So I guess it's gonna be more expensive. I don't know what the entire, I think this has been going on for a while. It's not just because of our recent activity. But,
Sure, if they want us to know, they'll tell us.
yeah.
So Mary, do you know if the meeting they want us to do with the selectmen would be remote or in person?
That's a good
Or have they
question.
not figured that?
Yeah, I imagine they might do a hybrid. I think that's possible. I think the selectmen in general like to meet in person, but I'm not sure. I think they're still kind of waiting for town council to review it all. Not entirely sure.
Didn't we have 20 days to respond?
Great.
So 20 days is when?
Gosh,
From
So-
the
Wednesday last week, I feel like.
Is that 20 like work days or? We have legal person up there, what?
From the date of
Shannon-
service.
Yeah.
So
is it,
whatever day it was served, 20 days from then.
Calendar days.
calendar days,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's Earth kill.
holidays?
He said calendar days.
Well, so I wonder if it's Earth, or if we could,
Oh, yeah.
it is Earth.
Yeah,
So how can we be proactive about this? Are we just sitting around waiting for someone to meet with us, or what's the deal?
We're
I
waiting
think-
for Joe.
Wait.
Joe's working on it.
Yep.
I think he's
We'll tell 'em to
definitely,
wait.
and in terms of proactive, the town is already, I mean, they're refiling the application. Time Bond's working on that right now, because I think they have 90 days to refile or something. Or we know 90 days for them to refile and for us to approve it. Got it. There's a timeline on that.
So Shannon dodged the bullet. You're not listed, you're not named.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Where's she?
Yes.
Didn't notice
Where's
that.
that name?
Was that your first signature?
Literally was like, and yeah, I think so. And it's like, got that email like a few days after I graduated from law school.
Welcome aboard.
My
But
boss
you
was
know-
like, congrats.
I'm surprised they have you on there because you weren't part of the original decision, because that was a full year ago. You
Yeah,
were
no,
not.
I think it's just because I'm a member now.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't sign.
Yeah, she didn't sign the document.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't.
just want you to know, I'm the only one whose signature they can read. So that was a big joke the last time.
Oh, boy.
Mary, name Mary.
Our town will take
So I
care.
guess we're
We're done.
waiting.
Waiting for a motion.
So-
Alan's gonna make the motion.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
I.
Chris? Good job. Thank you. Good night.
You, everybody.